Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. We are out here, baby, in the heart of nature. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. 10 secret ways self-absorbed people silence you. But why, Ralph? I have no idea. They just want to get on your nerves. I got a question that came in from someone who asked this: how can they spot a narcissistic person? They are hanging around someone who they feel is very narcissistic, maybe even a psychopath, a sociopath, and this person is heartless, ruthless, cold, and it's making them feel very uncomfortable. What can they do about it? Whoa, we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? Okay, we have a lot to dive into. Put your hand up if you are a self-absorbed person. Don't be shy. What about a narcissist? Don't be shy either. Psychopath? Sociopath? Okay, so I'm gonna share with you what's helped me along my journey, become more aware of narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, and some of the manipulative ways they use every single day to silence people, okay? And why there's nothing to fear, right? We aren't victims of circumstance. We are co-creators of our reality. Slow motion that side. Now, before we start, let's just talk about the word narcissist, right? When we think of a self-absorbed person, we probably think of someone taking a selfie for like 10 hours, right? Like just taking it, right? Okay, you gotta look at the ancient Greek story. Ovid, right? Great Greek writer. His famous work, Metamorphosis. You had Echo and Narcissus. Now, Narcissus was a very handsome guy who was walking in the forest, and he was approached by Echo, this mountain nymph, and Echo was like, I just feel he's so beautiful and handsome, right? But Narcissus didn't want to hear that. He was like, sorry, Echo. And Echo got really heartbroken. Okay, and then Narcissus went to a river, and then he saw himself in the water, and he actually fell in love with his reflection, right? And afterwards, he realized that actually you have to share love. So he just spent the rest of his days there and eventually took himself out of here. Now, are you a narcissist? Are you in love with your reflection? What about a sociopath? This is someone who is very antisocial, right? A lot of the times they always have to win. No empathy, a lack of empathy, no compassion. It's always about them. Psychopath, emanating from the Greek, psyche, spirit, pathos, suffering, spirit suffering. These are people who sometimes are very violent towards people, who don't even feel other people exist, right? Who are very cunning and use a lot of manipulation to get whatever they want. Okay, now, what are we going to do about this? What's the solution? So let's look at the 10 secret ways self-absorbed people silence you. Start with the first one. Many self-absorbed people, and by the way, I feel we've all been a bit self-absorbed, okay? I have. You definitely have, right? Okay, what happens when someone says you are imagining everything in your head? This often happens in relationships. Sometimes we're just chilling, and then you might have a little discussion, and then you bring up something, and then they tell you you are making it up. Like that is your crazy imagination once again. You see, many self-absorbed people are never wrong. They are always right. Therefore, they will often tell you you are imagining things. They will often make you seem like you are the crazy one. You are the one with all the problems. Me, no, I'm a saint, right? They never take responsibility. It's always your fault. So the solution here, once again, is to always realize that you aren't a victim of circumstance. You can change your life at any time. You've got to be very mindful of all the people in your life because they're here to actually teach you something. Why are you around these people? You have a choice to be around people that will tell you you aren't imagining things, right? Actually, you got a point there. Feels fantastic. Goodness gracious, what's the second secret way? Self-absorbed people silence you. Projection. Many times we are around people who are very self-absorbed and they often project their feelings onto you. For instance, if they are feeling sad, they will say, "You're so sad. You made me feel sad." Or if they made a mistake, they'll say, "You did it." Okay, they project all their undesirable traits onto you. How great is that? So the solution, if there is a person like that in your life, sometimes it can even happen at work where the boss tells you like you are so terrible because you made this mistake. No, actually, you did it. You got to stand up for yourself. You got to realize you have power. Okay, you don't have to be a silent sheep. You can roar like a lion, right? Expression is what the narcissist, the sociopath, and the psychopath fear the most. When you start to speak for yourself, when you start to stand up for yourself, now you become your greatest version. And they're like, oh my goodness, they get a shock, right? You are worthy. What's the third secretive way self-absorbed people silence you and you don't even know it? Okay, just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. Like they insult you, they hurl abuse at you, and then afterwards they just say, it was just a joke. But a lot of truth is said in jest. Slow motion that side. Many times, self-absorbed people, they will shout at you, scream at you, tell you all kinds of horrible things. And then to cover themselves, they'll just say, I was just kidding. It was just a joke. Why are you overreacting? That keyword, overreacting, right? And that's what a lot of sociopaths do, a lot of psychopaths do. People like the Joker, right? That's why it's called the Joker. Get it? Right? So you got to realize that the solution for this is to say, actually, once again, communicate your feelings. Say, actually, I don't find this that funny. Okay? And then they'll be like, oh, actually, right? Because a lot of the times we're very silent and you don't want to be silent. You want to learn once again to express how you feel. That's the power of vulnerability. The strongest people in the world are the most vulnerable because it takes more strength to be open than it does to be closed. Slow motion that side. And also, to stop absorbing that frequency they are emitting, you can also have a sense of humor yourself to say, actually, I'm not going to allow this person to take away my peace of mind, my joy, my happiness, but actually, I'm actually going to show them a mirror of themselves. Because you see, how we treat other people says so much about ourselves. Okay, so if someone is hurling insults at you constantly to the extreme, what does this say about them? It obviously means that they don't see themselves in a high regard. Okay, so you are worthy. What's the fourth secret way self-absorbed people silence you? 7-day vegan challenge. Oh yes. Okay, so you are eating your papaya, you're eating your mango, you're eating delicious foods, and they're like, hey, what is that? Like, they mock your weird, strange eating habits. Now, I was with a good friend, and she's like a fully raw vegan, okay? Like fully raw, totally. And she was like, she doesn't even drink like pasteurized orange juice. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's really strange. Because I love, like, obviously cold pressed orange juice is a lot better because it's not heated, so the enzymes don't get denatured. But I was like, that's a bit strange. But you see, a self-absorbed person in that situation, a narcissist, a sociopath, a psychopath, would actually take the piss out of you completely and say, oh my gosh, you're so strange, you're so crazy, right? They mock your eating habits. So the solution is to say, actually, why am I around this person? I am worthy of so much more. And then come and hang out with me, baby. Let's go to a strawberry farm right now. What's the fifth secret way self-absorbed people silence you and you don't even know it? They blame you for absolutely everything. Everything. It wasn't me, it was you. Ever been around someone who always points the finger at you? Yes, that's a very self-absorbed being. Now, once again, I used to be like that for a bit. I used to point the finger. Once you point a finger at someone, you got 3 more pointing right back at you. Slow motion that side. Okay. Self-absorbed people never want to take responsibility. The psychopath, who has no empathy, who can't feel other people's emotions, doesn't have any responsibility because they don't know what they've done wrong. The sociopath. So people often ask, what's the difference between psychopath, sociopath, and a narcissist? Okay, let's break it down very quickly. Psychopath, a lot of people, it's more geared towards genetic disposition. Okay, just very aggressive, very cold and heartless. Sociopath is more nurture, how they were raised. Okay, that's why they're very sometimes antisocial. They show no compassion. And a narcissist is just someone who is so in love with their reflection, they miss Echo. How do you think that makes Echo feel? Goodness gracious. Okay? So, they are always blaming you. Now, what's the solution? Let's just say, I blame you for everything. What are you going to do about it? You got to, once again, realize that you don't have to be around this person. Let me say that again. You don't have to be around this person. A lot of people are in relationships or they have friends who are always blaming them. And they're like, yeah, I got this friend who always blames me. No, spoiler alert, they aren't your friend. Can I get a hello? But the cat down the road is. Okay? So realize you are worthy of so much more. What's the sixth secret way self-absorbed people silence you and you don't even know it? You don't even know it. They love to bring up your past. Now, many psychopaths, sociopaths, and extreme narcissists who use a lot of manipulation will always dig up your past. Always. And what they will do is that they will actually highlight certain things you've told them about your past and keep bringing it up. Like, oh yeah, but do you remember 5 years ago when this happened to you? And you're not perfect. They always will point out your flaws. Okay, that's once again what they use to silence you, to take away your expression. So how do you get your expression back? What's the solution? You got to realize this. We become like the people we surround ourselves with most often. Many times we are around sociopaths, psychopaths, extreme narcissists because we still want them to validate our existence. You got to learn how to start validating your own existence. Slow motion that side. You got to learn how to connect with those who remind you who you are, and just go to the beach with them. Like, let's all go. Let's all go. What's the 7th secret way self-absorbed people silence you? They use your past against you. You tell them certain things about your past. Maybe you've been in an intimate relationship with someone, they've moved on, then they try and expose you, right? Psychopaths, sociopaths, and narcissists will always try to expose you. That is a key trait, okay? As a psychologist, as someone who's talked to so many people, that's what they love to do, to silence you. So they could bring up your past to always, once again, make themselves seem superior, like they're perfect. Okay, what are you going to do about this? Because we're all about solutions in becoming your greatest version. You have to realize you aren't your past anymore. Your past doesn't define you. So when a very self-absorbed person does that, they bring up your past and use it against you to silence you. Just say, hey, my past doesn't define me. My past does not define me. But also realize that sometimes you can even air out your dirty laundry. Like I have. I say, look, I was in a mental institute for 30 days in 2006. Okay, you can't use that against me now. Slow motion that side. I said, when I used to make early videos, I was very nervous. But now I'm really confident. You can't use it against me now. I'm not perfect. Okay, right? So expose yourself. But realize once again, these people aren't worth being around. You want to realize this. The secret of becoming your greatest version is to let go of anything and anyone no longer serving you. You're better than that. What's the 8th secret way self-absorbed people silence you? They try to silence you. They always make themselves seem better than you. Okay? Ever been around someone who is always so focused on winning? Many times you find self-absorbed narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths when you play a lot of sports and there is someone on the team who is so adamant and fixated on winning, they will do anything at any cost to win, even if it means punching you and slapping you across the face. Ouch! Okay? It's win, 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 win. I must win, you will lose. Okay? So they always want to appear better than you. They are up here, you are down there. Up here, you're down there. So what's the solution? If you are around this person who is trying to silence you like that, I'm better than you. Just say, no, we're all equal because we are all connected. But you don't even have to explain yourself. You don't have to justify yourself to very self-absorbed people. You just have to walk away from them. Because by you being there and arguing with them, you are giving them food. Slow motion that side. You take away their food by choosing not to be around them any longer. What's the 9th secret way self-absorbed people silence you? Okay, many times we're around certain people and what happens? They say things like, I made you. Without me, you won't be anything. And this happens a lot of the times in relationships. That's why a lot of relationships end in divorce. Thank goodness. Goodness gracious, all don't. Right? They're like, certain people are like, I made you. Without you, you won't be anything without me. And then 2 weeks later, they see you smiling on the beach with someone else. And they're like, oh my goodness. Right? So they always try to tell you that, hey, you're nothing without me. I make you. The solution is not to believe that, because if you believe that, then you fall into their trap. You got to realize that actually There are so many other people who love, respect, and appreciate me. I'm not going to surround myself with someone who just demeans me, who belittles me, and who makes me feel inferior all the time. And that is how you reclaim your power. That is how you become your greatest version. And what's the 10th secret way? Highly self-absorbed narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths silence you. Many times, they will try to turn your words around, right? They will change everything around. They will act like you didn't even say that. Okay? So they are masters at controlling what you say, rearranging what you say, and convincing you that you don't even know what you're talking about. They don't want to hear it because, once again, they can't hear it. They can't feel you. What's the solution? Now, I've been around a lot of narcissists. I used to work with a guy who was just heartless, ruthless, cold. And what freed me was to say, I am not a victim. I get it. Everybody is going through stuff, but I'm not going to be a trash can for people to dump their litter on. Okay? And when I would say stuff at work, he would say, no, you didn't. You said this. I'm like, no, I said that. So what I did was to say, okay, I'm going to stand in front of this person. I'm not going to back down. You see, highly self-absorbed narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths would love you to run away. They would love you to be silent because, once again, their whole job is to take away your voice. So you've got to stand up to them and say, no, actually, I said this. Don't disappear. Hold your ground. Breathe in that good ass prana, baby. Feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello? There. And that is how you free yourself from these people. And have a beautiful day. We're out here. We're in nature, baby. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana. Infinite waters. Diving deep once again. Stay well. Stay healthy. Peace.